In an unprecedented display of nationwide dissent, thousands of people are gearing up for the hands-off protests scheduled for this Saturday. These protests are expected to be the largest and most widespread since President Donald Trump's second term began, with more than 500,000 people pledging to participate at over 1,000 locations across the country. From Washington, D.C., to small towns in every congressional district, citizens are taking to the streets to voice their opposition to the policies and actions of the Trump administration. Activist groups, both long-standing and newly formed, have come together to organize these events, which will be held in every corner of the United States, ensuring that the protests are as accessible as they are visible. The list of grievances is long. Protests have arisen over the rollback of protections for immigrants and transgender individuals, the dismissal of federal workers, and the erosion of critical services like Medicare. Some protests are specifically focused on supporting LGBTQ rights, immigrant rights, and global causes like Palestinian self-determination and Ukraine's ongoing struggle. Others are simply a strong stand against the administration's broader agenda. The White House, however, has dismissed these demonstrations, with Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt asserting that protests and lawsuits will not deter President Trump from his promise to make the federal government more efficient and accountable. Yet, the turnout speaks volumes. Organizations like Indivisible, Women's March, Move On, and Working Families Power, along with grassroots groups like 50501, are pushing for a powerful statement. The event in Washington, D.C., expected to be the largest, is set to begin at noon at the Washington Monument, and organizers anticipate it will surpass the crowds seen at the People's March before Trump's second inauguration. The event will also be live-streamed for those unable to attend in person. We don't care if it's 3 people or 3 million. This is about standing up, making our voices heard, and showing that we will not back down, says Rachel O'Leary Carmona, Executive Director of Women's March. In February alone, over 2,000 protests were held across the country, a sharp increase from the 937 protests held in the early months of Trump's first term. But despite the smaller media coverage this time around, the movement remains just as determined and resilient. According to Rana Epting, Executive Director of Move On, the hands-off protests are about more than just opposition. They're a stand for rights, freedoms, and protections under threat. It's a call for government accountability and a commitment to defending what matters most to everyday Americans. As this day of action unfolds across the nation, it will undoubtedly serve as a reminder of the power of collective voices and the resolve of citizens to stand against policies they believe are unjust. To stay updated on more news like this and join the conversation, make sure to subscribe to our channel.